Welcome to The Explainer. We're going to start with a question for you. How far would you be willing to go to protect your family? Today, we're breaking down a story about a man who takes that question to its most extreme and, darkly funny conclusion.
You know, that single question is the engine driving this entire story. It's a surprisingly moving novel about an Atlanta cop with a secret he'll do absolutely anything to keep.
So, to really get just how wild this story gets, first, we've got to meet our narrator, Lloyd McNeil.
This is literally how Lloyd introduces himself in a letter to his son Bishop. And right away, that line just sets this tone of brutal honesty, right? He's not trying to be a hero, he's showing us his fear from the very first sentence.
So on the surface, he's just a dedicated officer, trying to do his job, connect with his kid over sushi and soccer. But underneath all of that everyday stuff, he's hiding this devastating secret from everyone. And it's a secret that's about to unravel his entire world.
And that secret, well, it's what you could call his terminal dilemma. It's a diagnosis that has just landed like a bomb, right in the middle of his life.
An inoperable brain tumor. He's got just a few months to live. And look, this isn't just a death sentence. The side effects are a total nightmare. We're talking hallucinations, memory loss. It's the trigger for this desperate financial and, moral crisis because he is terrified of leaving his son with nothing but debt and bad memories.
So he does the math, and the numbers, they're bleak. His retirement pension would only give his son Bishop $900 a month. I mean, in a city like Atlanta, that's not even going to cover rent, let alone secure any kind of future.
But then, this is where it gets crazy. While he's researching his options, he discovers this massive financial loophole, a technicality. If he dies in the line of duty, the payout for his son isn't just a little better, it's life-changing. We're talking a huge initial sum, plus thousands of dollars every single month for years. This isn't just money, it's security, it's a future.
So he's faced with this choice, right? Leave his son with pennies or leave him a fortune. And this leads Lloyd to devise a truly shocking and, wildly unconventional plan. The logic is both simple and just absolutely terrible. He decides he has to get himself killed on the job. He has to make it look like a hero's death to trigger that massive insurance policy for Bishop.
And what's so interesting here is how this completely flips the script on what it means to be a cop, right? Every instinct for self-preservation is just gone. It's replaced by this desperate hunt for a heroic end.
There's just one tiny problem. Lloyd's plan to die, it immediately goes completely and spectacularly wrong.
Yeah, instead of dying, his increasingly reckless behavior gets caught on camera. And because he's facing death with this weird sense of calm, he's got this grin on his face during these insane moments. So the internet doesn't see a man trying to die, they see the hashtag Happycop, and he becomes this huge viral sensation.
And I mean, he tries everything to get himself into a fatal situation. He's kicking down doors without waiting for backup. He's chasing suspects into collapsed buildings. He's even launching his car Dukes of Hazzard style off an overpass. But every single desperate attempt to die only makes him look more like a fearless, unstoppable super cop.
So here it is, the crucial irony of the whole story. His secret desperation, what he sees as this profound act of fatherly love, is completely misinterpreted by the world as heroic courage. He's becoming famous for all the wrong reasons. And all this unwanted fame, it forces Lloyd to confront a much deeper question. What does he truly want to leave behind for his son, beyond a bank account? And this is what really gets to the core of the story. Lloyd's entire plan is basically a reaction against the cold, emotionally distant legacy of his own father, a famous and feared police chief who never once told Lloyd he loved him. Lloyd is desperate not to be that man. Through this whole chaotic mess, he has this incredibly profound realization. He realizes a father's job isn't just to provide a financial safety net, but to prepare their child for a world without them, to ultimately fade from the story so they can write their own.
So ultimately, his twisted plan becomes this strange vehicle for him to finally understand what being a good father really means. It's about love and presence and memory, not just about money.
And that really leaves us with a final thought to take away from Lloyd's story. When you face your own ending, what is the true measure of your legacy? What is that one thing you'll leave behind that truly, truly matters?